Most every victim of violence will tell you that they knew something was wrong before the event. Maybe their gut was telling them that there was a red flag, but their head couldn't really perceive exactly what was wrong, so they dismissed their gut feeling. That's why we're going to talk about specific indicators that are common before a violent event. If we are aware of pre-threat cues, also known as red flags, we will be quicker to recognize them and quicker to respond, dramatically increasing our survivability. In this video, we're talking about assaults, not fights. An assault is predatory. Predators don't want fights. They want property, body, or life. So learning how to fight is good, but learning the red flags of predatory behavior is better because a predator may not even give you an opportunity to fight them. They may distract you and hit you in the head with a hammer, drug you, groom you, or coerce you into submitting to abuse. So identifying the red flags is the best skill set to have when being targeted by a predator. We recognize red flags by understanding the methods of attack. In order to hurt somebody, the threat needs to get close to his target. How someone gets close to us is where we find those red flags. There are two general methods of getting close: charm or blitz. Charm builds trust to gain access to his target. The charm tactic can create a moral or ethical freeze. You don't want to injure someone that you like or trust, right? Then there's blitz. Blitz uses speed, surprise, and shock to create a cognitive freeze. Both methods are designed so that the target will not be prepared to fight back when the assault takes place. So this is kind of a big subject because there are different types of violence, different situations, so there are different types of red flags. Someone planning to mug you in a parking lot is going to have a different red flag than someone grooming your child. So we're going to break up this video into three categories. 1, pre-threat cues in public or hostile environments. 2, red flags with acquaintances or people we know. Then finally 3, red flags in intimate relationships. Let's start with red flags in public places. First, an inexplicable presence. You should be able to look at people in public and reason why they are there and reason what they are doing. People adrift should interest you. Most people are active with purpose, so when someone is idle, you should ask yourself why. If they're active, do their actions match the normal behavior of the situation? Another red flag is target glancing. Be watchful for people who look at you trying not to look at you. Another is a sudden change in status. If someone is idle and becomes active when you are close, you need to be on high alert. Another is stalking movements. Are they intercepting your path? If you cross the street, do they also cross the street? And then when you change direction and they change direction, there is a problem. If you go to a new location and then they show up, that's a pre-threat cue. If you walk past someone and they fall in step behind you, take evasive action, change direction. Or if you're, just came out of a grocery store, turn around, go back in. Other pre-threat cues could be hidden hands, causing unnatural movements like an elbow popped out, a hand behind a leg, an obscured thumb. Inappropriate clothing is a red flag. Criminals don't budget for cool holsters. They often make up for it with large sweaters and jackets. Look out for predatory movements, flanking, just getting behind you, advantageous positioning, blocking an exit. Be sensitive to the feeling of vulnerability by someone positioning themselves tactically. Also, unnatural impediment to free movement. Anytime freedom of movement is restricted, you should be alarmed. If you are being confined, unlawful confinement is assault. So watch out for a secondary attacker. Maybe there is an unsolicited conversation trying to bait you, someone trying to provoke you, trying to get a response from you, or even trying to get a rise out of you with a false accusation. Someone getting in your space is a pre-threat cue. Closing the distance, startling you. Triangulation, if there's more than one threat. Your back's up against a wall, and then there's two guys, they look at each other, then they look at you. That's a huge problem. Maybe they do a witness check, look left, look right, and see if anyone's watching before an approach. Maybe they do a weapons check, just confirming that their weapon that they're going to use is still there. Also, look for adrenaline indicators in their physiology. When someone is working themselves up to prepare for an assault, they might sway side to side, have rapid breathing, shaking hands, heavy breathing, staggered stance, bent knees, pacing back and forth, rapid blinking, clenched fist, the hand drops, hand gets into fighting stance, prayer hands, posturing to make themselves appear bigger. Their hand disappears as an elbow bends, reaching for a weapon. Head shaking, head pecking, calming themselves, grooming their hair or stroking their face. Shrugging shoulders, increased pace of conversation, insults, and othering the target. Demoralizing them, dehumanizing them. So if they're less than human, they deserve the assault and the abuse. Incoherent speech, monosyllabic, like what, you, maybe that getting a tense posture, skin flushing with rapid reddening of the neck, upper chest or face, blotchiness or solid patches of redness. Sweating, pupil dilation, or maybe they're just starting shit to alarm you for seemingly no reason. Or perhaps someone might approach you with an unwanted conversation, and maybe they want to disarm you and approach you with a need, like directions or panhandling with a story in order to get close and keep you occupied. If a charming stranger strikes up a conversation, ask yourself, is this an interview? Is this a distraction or a setup? Is this a creeper encroaching on my boundaries, testing my resolve, searching for vulnerabilities? Okay, now this is part 2 of red flags. Someone we may know. 90% of the time, a violent encounter comes from someone we already know or we're at least acquainted with. The following tactics are manipulative, coercive, and deceptive tactics that get the predator close to his target. The first one is forced teaming. They try to create a bond that doesn't exist by using the word we. For example, we'll get through this together. You might look at them and go, we? Wait, what's going on? Why are they suddenly in this with me? Another is charm and niceness. Charm and nice are good, but charm and nice are not character traits, they are tactics. Many serial killers are charming and nice. So ask yourself, are they just being nice to get what they want? Another tactic is too many details. Are they lying and trying to sound convincing? Another red flag is called typecasting. They use your need for social acceptance to coerce you. They might say something like, oh, you're not like one of them, are you? To get you to do what they want and be accepted. Another red flag, loan sharking. They did something for you, and then now they're trying to cash in on the favor and make you feel obligated. Another one is the unsolicited promise. They promise something for seemingly no reason. Like, I swear I'm not going to tie you up and put you in the trunk of my car. Okay, but you know they've thought about it, right? Another big red flag is discounting your no. They might dismiss your no or begin a negotiation to get you to change your no. So these are tactics that are common and consistently used by predators. All right, now we're at part 3, red flags of intimate partners. Red flags are coercive and abusive behaviors. For example, they want to move too quickly into the relationship. Another red flag is they flatter you constantly early in the relationship and it seems too good to be true. Another one is they want you all to him or herself. They insist that you stop spending time with your friends and family. Don't do it. This is your support network and you need them. They insist that you stop participating in hobbies or activities, quit school, or quit your job. So if they aren't supportive of your interests and the things that help make you a better person, that's a huge red flag. Another is they do not honor your boundaries. Another big one is they are excessively jealous and accuse you of being unfaithful. They want to know where you are at all times and frequently call, email, and text you throughout the day. Another red flag is they criticize you or put you down, saying you're crazy, you're stupid, you're fat, and unattractive, and that no one else would ever want or love you. Red flag, they take no responsibility for his or her behavior, and they blame others. They have a history of abusing others, and then blame the entire failure of the previous relationship on his or her former partner. For example, my ex was just totally crazy. Red flag, they take your money or run up your credit card debt. Another red flag, they rage out of control with you, but can maintain composure around others. Okay, I know we just went through an overwhelming amount of red flags in a 12, 15-minute video. But hopefully you'll begin to see and recognize the patterns of predatory behavior and respond quickly. So to summarize, pre-threat cues come in many forms, and all of them should make you feel uncomfortable to one degree or another. If you get that uncomfortable feeling that something is wrong, you have the right to your personal space and freedom. So create that space and that distance, because distance can be your best friend in a bad situation.